You mean parquet? Parquet smooth, bro.
12 frames per second, baby. Hey, we're live. It's Xbox Nation. Slightly past the top of the hour. Sorry for the slight delay. Mooch wasn't here.
It was a buttery smooth delay.
Hey, but we are. It is. Everything's buttery smooth on Hump Day. Yeah, so, I'm actually happy because I missed doing the show last week. We were ready. I had a great topic list. Everybody's like, okay, where's the link? I had the room set up. And then all of a sudden, like, I couldn't load the actual Hangout itself to invite people in. So it was like I could make one, couldn't load it. It was like, oh, there's a problem. And then found out that it was a problem that a lot of people had. Conveniently ending in time for Mooch to do Crossfire. Thank goodness, right, Mooch?
Yes, absolutely. The gods love Mooch.
They do, man. Everybody loves Mooch, man. He's a Mooch maniac. What can I say?
Mooch maniac.
Exactly. As you guys come in here, please like and share out the video. So, YouTube sometimes doesn't do that. I would greatly appreciate it. It's going to be a hell of a show tonight. Let me do some introductions. We got Mooch. What's going on, pal?
What's up, buddy? This is, we've been saying this for weeks, right? So as we get closer and closer to E3, E3 is more than just the 2-hour stage presence. That is a great, great part of the E3 experience. It is that. But there's the week after the stage presence, and then there's the weeks leading up to it. And today did not let down. Today was a good day for gamers, and we saw something that we've all been wondering: when will this come out? What's it going to look like? Some of us want to know a little bit more about what it was, but we'll get into it in a little bit. Crap, good to be here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We also got Xbot 449. What's going on, man? How's it going?
449. Did I upgrade or something?
You upgraded. You're upgrading to Xbox Anaconda. So that's what you are now. So yeah,
I am the Anaconda.
Yes.
Exactly. Guys, I just want to piggyback off what Mooch said. Yeah, today was definitely a good day. We were wondering, and I can't wait to talk about it because Hunt Showdown is now in game preview.
Oh, Hunt Showdown!
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, right?
Stop. No. We're not Hunt Showdown. What's that? No.
Oh man.
No. Boo this man.
Boo.
Hey, it was a buttery smooth mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that.
Oh, I don't know about that. We also, Rumpelstiltskin, Foreskin says, Mooch, ramp it up to 11 tonight, buddy. Sports!
Let's go, sports!
Yes, let's go. Like the video, get all that kind of good stuff. We also got Noximus Decimus Meridius back. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going great, man. Unfortunately, you guys are so excited about all this stuff that's out, but I've been under a rock called work for 16 hours, and then I slept.
Oh.
But the topics look fantastic, man, and I can't wait to get into this, man. I saw a couple of things. It's gonna be great, man. There was some great news out there. I wish I would have been on top of it, but I was at work.
Oh, hell yeah! I mean, that's Outer Wilds is now in Game Pass, right?
Outer Wilds, man! Stop the presses.
Sign me up there.
Xbox is on fire, guys! Holy crap! Sorry, guys. Shady isn't gonna be able to make it tonight. His internet was giving him problems. Foxy should be here later, but we got the always outrageous Predator here. What's going on, Pred? How's it going?
No fucking respect, crap. You know everybody who's not here first, and then announce me. The unofficial official member.
Get him, Brad.
Yeah. Well, I saved the best for last. I mean, come on. That's exactly.
You saved the last for last. I get it. The guy off the bench. You're like, we got 3 minutes left in the game. We're down about 30. Let's sub this guy in.
Let's bring him in.
Give a shout out to my mom before he introduced you, Predator. I think he did that, man.
But I mean, you're here, man. We're happy to have you here, and you know what? It is a big news day in gaming because we did get some interesting stuff.
Crap.
Yeah.
Is it that Void Bastards is now in Game Pass?
Nobody cares about Void Bastards. We're talking about the Kojima joint. We're talking about Death Stranding, the game that people said would never release this year, is releasing this year, November 8th, 2019, baby. This game, they released a new trailer. It looks, actually, listen, even though it's weird as hell, okay, and I don't know what's going on, but that game looks like graphically and possibly from a freshness new standpoint, and Knox, you were saying this in the pre-show, better than anything Microsoft's released in the last 3 years. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that, man?
I'm saying, listen, visually, it looks amazing. No one can take that away from it. True, we don't really know how it's gonna, we really don't know the premise of the game. You know what I mean? No, absolutely. That's what you get a pro for. That's what you get an Anaconda for, right? That's what you want, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? It does come with the territory. That's not the only thing, but absolutely it's what I'm looking for. But yeah, man, you know, it looks interesting. That's what Sony does very well. We don't know shit about this game, but I'll be damned if everybody isn't excited that it's coming out November 8th of 2019. And that's the difference.
You're damn right, man. That's something. And I mentioned, I said, you know what? I would not be surprised to start seeing Sony start out to go out there and take some of that thunder away from Microsoft. Obviously they've got some new news to it. So.
I don't know if it takes the thunder away. You know what I mean? Like this is just great for us, for gamers, bro. Sony's still actually giving us something to talk about. Yeah, we saw it before at other E3s. I get it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen The Last of Us. But that's just a testament to just how fantastic those games look, that just people are still excited about them, even though you show them at 4 E3s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
my bad. And what Microsoft is gonna do, I'm looking forward to it, man. They got 2 hours, bro. I really am looking forward to it. As a gamer, I'm excited about all of this, bro. I just can't wait.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, does anybody feel like me? Like when it comes down to it, Kojima, I feel like Kojima needs something great. And you might be wondering, you know, because he's like a rock star and a game dev. But yo, the last Metal Gear that he did, once people got their hands on it and played it, they're like, I don't know about this one. You know what I'm saying? And then he left, and now he's got his own team.
Well, don't forget though, Xbox. Don't forget though, you say that, and that said that you're talking about got a 10 out of 10 on like 3 or 4 of the major gaming media.
I'm talking about where it counts though, and it counts with the gamers, in the gamers' hands. And I feel when it comes down to it, you can only give 10 out of 10 so much, where if the gamers are like, yeah, I picked it up, it's definitely not that, before even big gaming media has to be like, yo, we got to tone it down with the rock star status over here.
Here's the thing. I mean, let's put a different spin on it, okay? I understand where everybody watched what they saw. We all saw the same thing. I left it. I tweeted out 5 minutes after it went live, and I said, you know, I'm still kind of scratching my head about what it's truly about. And I've done a little bit more reading on it since even the show this afternoon. And I'll tell you this much. Here's what we got to look at as gamers, right? We've been playing the same kind of games over and over and over again. The reason that I'm intrigued, and I've been using that word specifically because it holds a lot of weight right now, is that this game is different. It separates itself on purpose from the pack. That there in itself will mean that some people will not gravitate towards it. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. I'm not here to talk anybody into the game. I am not here to talk you into the game. But I'll tell you this much. So I was just playing Layers of Fear 2 yesterday, okay? That is also not your run-of-the-mill type of game that most gamers rant and rave about, right? I didn't even know what I was getting into. I didn't play the first one. I'm playing the second one. And even though I know it's a quote-unquote jump scare horror, didn't know what I was getting into. This is a game that has it looks like it has RPG elements. It looks like it's third-person shooter. Looks like it has crafting to some sort. It has exploration. It has looting. And it has a crazy out there, gotta play this thing for about 12 hours before you get any idea what the hell's going on kind of story. For me personally, that's intriguing. That's something that for the rest of 2019, guys, there's nothing else you're going to pick up a controller, be able to play that makes you feel that way. And maybe at the end, you have a really crummy experience with it. But maybe, just maybe, you have an okay to great experience with it. And that's one of the only games that I could think of, even maybe this generation, that is that far out there that may tweak you out of your normal comfort zone in gaming.
Well, I do like, I like where, you know, when Kojima was talking about the game, he did say that, you know, a lot of games just put a gun in your hand, and it's all about competition and division, you know, all the way through, whether it's the story, whether you do multiplayer or something like that. He's like, he wanted to make a game that was about human connections. And with that being said, I know a lot of people are looking at kind of like the supernatural aspect, you know, those invisible people that you have to turn on your baby to see them and stuff like that. I don't think, if you feel that is the main kind of like villain in this story, I think you're wrong. I think that's a part of the environment that will catch you. But from what I've seen from the trailer, you're trying to bring America back together. Like there's different kind of like different communities out there that are kind of wide scattered after some certain event, and you're sending out Daryl from The Walking Dead to go bring people kind of like back together to reconnect them.
Merle!
All right.
Merle. Well, listen. Let me say this. I think that this game gets people talking, just like you're doing. You're speculating Xbot. It's a fun thing to do. I see people in the chat going, "Is this Xbox Nation or Pony Nation?" Listen, no matter what podcast it is, if they're a decent gaming podcast, they're going to talk about it. It's breaking. It's breaking news. What's it matter?
News, guys. It's a talk show.
Yes, come on. So look. The game is it's a banger from Sony. They've done a really good job late in the generation of getting these type of games out. I don't think I don't know if it's going to be for me. I'm going to wait and see what people say because it looks weird as hell. I love the first few Metal Gear games, except for the last two. One of them Kojima wasn't involved in, Survive. I don't think you can really count that. But Metal Gear, what was it? 5? I love
Phantom Pain.
Yeah,
Phantom Pain was off the hook. Bro.
I love the first opening part of that, and then later it seemed like the story was more told through stuff that you found, like cassettes and stuff. Like I wasn't into that as much.
Said that the game fell off after the beginning.
That opening part was amazing. I was like, holy crap, it's amazing. And then it kind of, for me, it fell apart. It got a little bit boring. So I'm just saying, for me personally, but I love the other ones. I thought they were all great. And hey, if you guys are just joining us, please like and share it out. I would appreciate it. But yeah, this game looks very interesting, very weird. I'm gonna wait and see what some people think about it. Go ahead.
Check this out. A good thing about this, with seeing this trailer today, we now know what it looks like on the PS4. They've already shown what it looks like on the PlayStation 5 with what they showed before time. So now you guys know the difference here between the PS4 version, which is the gameplay that you saw at this latest trailer, and the PlayStation 5 version, which was the one thing from before.
Here's where I got to kind of debunk with what you're saying. And Crap, you'll back me up on this, I know, because we spoke about this about when we were 8 months prior to another game coming out, is that when we saw Days Gone originally in some snippets, it didn't look very good. Yeah. It looked really bad, as a matter of fact, especially when they showed the Horde. It just wasn't coming together well. They took a little extra time. They went in. They had the last 6 months, and the game. Listen, I'm playing it tonight after the show. Like Days Gone is but have it all the laughs you want at it. It's a great looking game. There's no way this game doesn't come out and look polished. The cutscenes absolutely look amazing. It almost looks like actual actors in the cutscenes. You're
talking about the player models, and that I definitely agree with you on. They look.
But don't get me wrong. Even the game, it depends. Remember, a lot of people were watching, if not everybody was watching this on Twitch. Okay, and depending on what you had, maybe that was best at 720p. Some people were watching at 480i on their phones. My point being is right. So my point being is that I think that it's not really fair to say that that's how it looks. I think the game looked great. People were saying one of the first things most critics were saying was the game looked good.
Yeah.
The critique came from what the hell is the story? Even though I watched a 10-minute promo, I still don't know what the hell is going on. Like myself personally, I get some of the protagonist story backdrop, some of the antagonist story backdrop. I get some of that. I still don't know where the baby comes in. Where's the baby?
The baby is used there. Hold on. The baby is used. The company called Bridges have found out. I don't know how it started. Right. But they found out that with these kind of invisible beings out there, these babies, I forgot what they called it in the trailer. They have a name for them, but they literally have them isolated in that container. And right. That little kind of that little IKEA light that flashes on your shoulder and stuff like that. That's powered by the baby, and it helps you see what's there, being kind of
better do a better, and don't get me wrong, Xbot. No, it's not a bad thing. You better do a better explanation than you just gave us, because having the baby as a battery is not good enough for me.
It somehow blends between the two dimensions. The baby, your reality. Yes.
So does everybody have a baby, or just Norman Reedus?
No, they're rare. Right now, I'm thinking those babies are.
Who wants a baby out there?
Babies,
baby. We need a baby battery.
Listen. By the way, in case you guys are all enjoying this conversation, this is what makes the game great. We're gonna have discussions about this game for so long coming up to the game, and then when we're playing, we're gonna be like, "What the hell just happened?" I can't wait to talk about this. It's
This
so
is
left
what-
How
field.
was that?
This is what Kojima's known for, right? Though he's quirky like that. You know what I mean?
This is even more left field knocks than usual.
Yeah, I just hope it's not convoluted. I hope because he does have a tendency to convolute his stories and just go super left. He's done it in Metal Gear, one of my favorite franchises of all time. But
Yeah.
you know, just on that alone, I gotta give this game a try. You know,
You got to give it a shot.
Yeah, yeah. Is it a day one buy for me? I don't know yet.
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm definitely interested. More than likely, it
listen,
will be.
Because
but-
it looks quote unquote good. That's why
no.
he's not sure.
Here's the
Hey,
thing.
no, I
No.
want to know more. I just want to know more.
Here's
what
what I'm
what I'm
saying.
seeing has me intrigued for sure.
Here's the thing about the game, though, Knox. And maybe this will help you come around to the fact that around November, right? We know, I believe Gears will launch sometime September. Either if it's not September like that leak was, or if that was nonsense, it'll be somewhere in October. Okay, I believe Gears 4 launched in October. So November 8th, it's going to give you your 2-week, 3-week, 4-week window away from that. Nobody's going to be like, oh, I can't wait to play Call of Duty for the 85th year in a row. Let me not buy this game, right? So what's coming out November 8th that we know right now? We know Borderlands is early September. We're going to have all that out of our system. It's a perfect date for this game. It's going to have its own time in the sun. Second of all, when everybody's talking about it and being a part of it and trying to figure out the puzzle and why Norman Reedus still has a baby strapped to his chest, okay, that's part of the thing we have to kind of come together and speak of. That's the time to buy it. You don't want to play the game in March, 6 months after we figured out why the baby was a Duracell. We don't know what's going on. Like,
When's the
why?
release date again?
November 8th.
November 8th.
Yeah.
It's a great time to get that game. I mean,
Fred, are
they'll
you
get
getting
Billy
that
to come out with
gameplay
it.
for next, brother? Are you gonna be rocking that out, man?
On PC.
Oh,
Hey,
dang, Fred,
Hey
you
now.
don't rock the PS4 life, man.
I mean, I do, but if I have an option to pick, I don't have the Pro. I have the Slim. So
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
mean,
coming out on
you-
PC.
Yeah, well, it is
I-
actually.
yeah, I heard it was. So
Day and
if
date?
I don't know if it's
That
day
I
and
don't know.
date, but
if it is not day and date, I'll fucking wait. So, if I
not
have
for
the option,
everybody.
I mean,
Not for
if I had a PlayStation 5 or something like that, if it launched with that, that'd be different. But if I'm still rocking
Oh,
my
don't
Slim,
worry. Stay tuned on that one. There'll be a second launch, bro.
if I'm still rocking my Slim, you know, and I have an option to pick it up on PC, I'm gonna pick it up on PC first.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably pick it up just because how it looks weird, and might as well give it a try. Here's the thing, right now, right, and I've said this multiple times. Like a lot of people ask me what I'm playing lately. Not a whole bunch on Xbox. You know, I play a little bit. Like I like Days Gone. I've
Flip-flopper.
yeah, I
playing
mean.
Destiny 2,
That's me,
people.
man. I got my flip flop. I did play Sea of Thieves. I liked what they added there, to be honest with you. But that's so unique, and I've always liked that game. So, that's what I'm looking for, a little bit uniqueness. Everything else kind of has that been there, done that sort of feel to it. And so I'm looking for something a little bit new. And that might have it. I got to admit, man, those PlayStation bangers, they're showing me stuff that I've never seen before. It's like that first time you go inside that titty bar, man. You're like, whoa! You know what I
Guys.
mean? Like you gotta be, you're hyped up, man. You're seeing something you never seen before. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Guys,
So,
there's
yeah,
all right, there's promise here, but we got to be realistic as gamers. We got to be level-headed for the people out there. Let's admit that the fighting sequences that you saw, even the shooting sequences, they need a lot of work. They need to smooth them out a lot because they were jumping frames. It was really rickety. It was really jagged in terms of your movement and everything like that. They do have time to go in and smooth it out, but we got to be honest here. We can't say this is all like kittens and rainbows right now.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch the video like 12 times like you must have because you
Only
noticed
saw
all
it
of
once.
that.
Only
You know
saw
what
it once. That's all I needed.
I saw it one time. I didn't pick
That's
up
all I
all that.
needed.
It was like 3
Everybody
seconds
in
of
the
3
chat knows
seconds of
about it.
fighting, 3 seconds of actual like in-game, battle scenes, and you've determined that it's glitchy in it. Anyway, like I said, you enjoyed Crackdown, buddy. You're gonna love.
Buttery
Stranding.
smooth.
Hey,
You're gonna love that
hey,
Stranding.
Xbot up there counting frames, man. He's like, look, that it dropped right there, it dropped right there. Like, come on,
trying to get
man.
a job at Digital
he didn't
Foundry.
see
Hey.
none of that in that
Hey, if
trailer.
Xbox, let's be real, if Xbox had managed to strike this deal with Kojima, we'd all be creaming ourselves over this, right? We'd be like, oh my gosh, we're getting this amazing looking game. Kojima, you're a master. But the fact that he, of course, went to, by the way, people are saying in the chat that it's a PS4 exclusive now because once it went to the Decima engine, which, by the way, is the Guerrilla Games engine, their own engine, for like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff, that the PC version was canceled. I'm looking, I can't really find anything to 100% back that up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it matters to me, honestly. It's like PC, PlayStation's PC. Oh wait, no, that's Xbox. Sorry. So honestly, like if you're a PC guy, you're gonna play it there. If you're a console guy, you're gonna play it there. It doesn't matter. This is a fresh, new looking IP, and I think a lot of people are very excited for it. Hey, if you're just joining us, we appreciate it. Please like it, share it out. Hold on, Mikey Barr can't wait to stream Death Stranding, according to Antonio Alashia. I guarantee he'll be streaming it. He'll be like, "Wow, this is amazing. What's next gen?" And then we'll be like, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
so,
guys, I just want you guys to think about more like an exploration game than anything else. All right, because that's what you're getting right here. From what I've seen, that is exactly what you're getting.
I didn't see any gunplay except that one little section. It was all running around and carrying a backpack and punching people in the face. I'm sure there's more gunplay in there from the stuff we saw before, but it just I didn't see enough action in there. It's just like him just running around. He
swung his briefcase. He got into a fist fight. There was somebody swung a lightning rod, and like even though he struck the ground to the left, all the way to the right, you saw a lightning like arc over on that side.
And I just posted a link in there, and if you click that link and read question 6, that might have changed, but the original plans was it for that game to go to PC as well.
Yeah, I remember the original plans too. That's what I'm saying. But they're saying that since it switched engines and it's not, I don't know, because it is Sony's owned engine, so I guess they would probably have some kind of
brawl.
So some kind of say in it. I guess I don't know. So yeah,
it looks interesting.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's very interesting looking game.
I'm just not writing home to Grandma right now and be like, "Yo, Grandma, get my cowboy suit ready because I am hyped." All right? I'm not doing it, man.
Yeah. So if you're, I see him asking where Shady is. Shady had internet problems, couldn't make it tonight. Foxy might make it. She's gonna be a little bit late. Mooch. So this came out. Last of Us 2, supposedly delayed, right? And it's gonna come out in spring of 2020. You're the big Last of Us guy, aficionado. Yeah. What do you think about this? Is this do you really think that this game was going to come out this year anyway?
No, and actually, it's funny that you mentioned it because if you go back and listen to MNC, the MNC show we did on Monday, on Memorial Day, I said on there I would prefer that it comes out in spring. I'm saying spring. The rumor now is February, whatever, February, March, April. I was saying April 2020. I mean, let's be honest. The Last of Us caught great success at the very tail end of the PS3's existence. Before the PS4 came out, they owned that entire early part of the year into the summer and literally it rode the PS3 out into the sunset the way it wanted to go out. And that's the same thing that Naughty Dog's going to do here and be able to kind of double capitalize on something very similar to what Xbox was just saying, where you're going to get this amazing experience, whether it be February, March, or April of 2020 with The Last of Us 2, and then you're going to be able to play it again, probably up-res to some degree on the PS5.
But they're just going to relaunch a PS5 version, brother. What are you talking about?
Well, honestly, I think this time things will be different, Xbox, because don't forget, the beginning of this generation was all remasters, right? So you're not going to get that in this case.
They're not going to ride that backwards compatibility pony into PlayStation 5. I know they said they're going to make it a comfortable transition, bring your games over and stuff like that. But with games coming out in like 2020, I can almost guarantee you, under their first-party umbrella, they are going to rehash it again on PS5 with like all the bells and whistles, man.
I honestly don't think so this time, Xbox. I really don't.
Hey, the good news is Mixer responded to the Death Stranding trailer from PlayStation on Twitter, and it says it's just so beautiful. Nice to see Mixer in the mix there, adding some advertisements there for Death Stranding. Can't wait to see the Xbox people.
That's in the next trailer. They're going to have Mixer's quotation.
Hey there's Sir X-Man, and I see Sully.
Boom, boom, kaboom, noobs in the room. Boom, nooga, boom, boom, boom.
Damn, that hurts my throat.
Dude, you made me cough just by listening to you do that.
I know, right? So anyway, Jason Schreier of Kotaku has posted on Twitter, which he says he thinks The Last of Us 2 delay has struck the game, causing him to bid forward sometime in early next year, possibly February. Which makes sense because he released that in February. That's still prior to like their big reveal, the PS5, in my opinion, like the big reveal. So you're gonna have a ton of people that are gonna go out there and buy this thing. That game, I mean, just think about it though, okay? Like this year, if this particular game, Death Stranding, is a big hit, it could be like a Game of the Year candidate. You could have God of War Game of the Year, Death Stranding Game of the Year into Last of Us 2 game of the year. And I mean, that's no joke, right? Like, I get it. Those are single player things or whatever. Well, Death Stranding, who knows? That could be that could be a phone game, play control with your phone. Who the hell knows?
Right.
But man, you know, it just goes to show you the difference right now, man. I'm really holding hope that Microsoft goes out there and show some cool stuff. You know, they need to go out there, show these games. I think they will. And you know what? I'm excited by what they're going to show on at E3. Sir X-Man, thanks. He goes, Crap's got jokes. Give it to Luca.
Crap's always got jokes, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, Crap, if you're taking Crap serious, man, I don't know, man, you're something. But for me personally, man, I don't take it serious. And Mooch will tell you, man, I'm just all about having a good time, man. If you know me at all, it's just all jokes, man. Just jokes. Hashtag. Anybody else got any thoughts on Last of Us in a spring 2020? I mean, that's a hell of a way to close out a generation.
I think it's a great move. I wonder. The one thing I just wonder is, I don't know. You know, even though from Jason from Kotaku, etc., came out with all those, I wonder the reason here. The way they made it sound in that tweet was that it almost was like Sony's call. It sounded like a coin flip. Who was going to go this November? Who was going to go next year? I think this is the right move. I really do, because Sony's going to end this year, with Death Stranding. Even if Death Stranding is an 80, okay, even if it's an 80 Metacritic, it doesn't matter. It's a very, very, it's a very good year for Sony. And then next year, like you said, they go out with the big fireworks. So let's be honest. Yep. So you've got the entire 2020 year remaining on these consoles that we have in our homes right now, and next year will automatically go to Sony with pardon me here for The Last of Us 2, when really Microsoft has to wait until October, November, when Halo
is coming out next year. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
man?
that's the end.
That'll be at the end.
Xbox.
You can't put Death Stranding in and go into 2020, but then when we talk about 2020, you can't put Halo, which is going to come out around the same time that Death Stranding is coming out. Like, I was just saying, man.
No, I'm just let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase. He's trying to say you can't say a November release of Death Stranding is what gives Sony. Listen, there's nothing else that came out this year from Xbox. Like Sony won this year anyway.
Well, we still got Gears this year. We got Gears this year.
I'm hyped as hell for Gears, baby.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Give me some Gears.
Gears is going to represent. That shit better show off the power of the X, bro.
Gears has got a lot. I think Gears is going to be a tremendous, a huge hit. But as you say, Knox, it's got to really, really.
And I think it will.
It's got to show.
I really think it will. I don't think they're going to drop the ball with Gears. You know what I mean?
I don't either. No.
Gears is going to be off the hook. So the end of this year is going to be fantastic. All Microsoft has to do is kill this E3, man. That's it. And as far as the spring Last of Us thing, it makes sense. The original one also came out in spring. It was late June, but technically it was spring, right? When it came out, right? I think it was June of 2013. So yeah, I'm looking forward next year to Halo Infinite. Like Halo Infinite for me, I'm hoping is kind of it reborns me into Halo, rebirths me into Halo. Because to be honest with you, like Halo 5, which is the only Halo we got this generation, really, except for the Master Chief Collection, which is we all played prior generations. I think Halo, on Xbox, it's kind of an in-depth conversation to have right here on the show. Is for someone like you who's such a Halo fan. I'm a Halo fan. You're a Halo fan to the nth degree, right? Like Halo 5, I understand you love the multiplayer. I get it. I really, really do. But realistically, Halo 5 took a step back, and Halo 5 was really,
in the campaign for sure.
That's what I just said. That's what you said.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I said it in the opposite. I said the multiplayer was a masterpiece. I said, so basically, it took a step back. So my point being is that me coming from the way we're going into 2020, like everyone's so excited about so many things with E3. I am really excited to see 343 finally step up. Like, you have to accept the baton.
343 stepped up story-wise with Halo 4, all right? And they had a crappy multiplayer, which is trying to emulate Call of Duty with ordnance drops, everything like that, and the community didn't like it. And then
I actually like the ordnance drops and stuff. I know I'm weird.
The majority of the Halo community was like, no, that's not for me. And crap, I mean, you like Call of Duty as well, so you're like, yeah. I'm all in on this, right?
Yeah.
And then with Halo 5, all right, they stepped back in terms of the story, but where is the replay value when it comes to these games? It's in the multiplayer, and that's where Halo 5 absolutely nailed it in the multiplayer. Man.
That's not, and listen, I guess maybe I'm speaking for the minority. If I am, I apologize up front. But myself personally, and I love multiplayer gaming. For me, Halo's the single player experience for me. Like the story, they have books, they're making TV shows, they're hiring directors, they want to make a movie. You don't make all of that because it's a multiplayer. You don't have two people show up for a movie set, hit each other in the head with a gun, and be like, end scene. Okay,
I got you, bro.
like,
the only
it's
thing
about the story, you know. And
the only thing I was trying to point out is that 343 can make a great story. If you go back and check out Halo 4,
Halo 4 was good, very good.
Oh, it was a great story. It was emotional.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I did.
The ending absolutely killed me and my son. At the end of that, it was like, holy
But that
crap.
was an excellent game, though. That was an excellent game.
Yeah.
period.
It was. But then
So they can do it. They just got to put it all together, man.
So what you're doing, but see, Xbot, you're great at diversion. You should have gotten the law. Right? So going back to what you just said, so let's agree with what we all agree. I think the whole panel agrees that Halo 4 story was fantastic. That's just how bad Halo 5 story was. And I think that they have to redeem themselves to the faithful. Not me. I
think Halo 5, when it's all said and done, I think Halo 5 was meant to be a lock story. And they like mid development had to change it up because they started catching from the Halo community, yo, Master Chief better be in here.
I don't
know
Halo.
what I'm
Is this in the chat? Is this in the discussions for the day?
I can swing it to Halo all the time.
Well,
bro.
I mean, it's funny, Pray, you bring that up, you're right. But I mean, Halo is going to be a major, when we walk away discussing the post show for E3.
Let's talk about Fable. Let's talk about that.
Oh.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go warm up some milk real quick.
Let me go
Yeah.
barbecue a steak. If
Somebody
you
got a lawn that needs to be mowed? Go ahead.
Hey, everybody hit the like button, share it out. We appreciate it.
How are we not over 100 likes yet, man?
I know, man. Hey, what is this? Mooch's channel? Come on. Over 100 likes. We're talking E3. We're talking all this good stuff. Let's go.
Hit the like button and die, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah. Hit the like button. Let's go. We're closing in on 100. So we can talk about Fable 4. Apparently, this game leaked on Mixer ahead of time, and it looks like it might be a little bit further ahead than a lot of people thought. I still don't think it's coming before 2021. But yeah. So I mean, what do you think, Mooch? Are you excited by this? Because obviously, some people still don't believe we're getting a Fable. This is probably going to be a reboot, even if it's called Fable 4. I have a feeling it's going to be like a total reboot. They jump around in the timeline.
I hope it's a reboot, crap.
And the other ones anyway. But you got to do something to bring new people in.
That's it.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like Playground Games are better developers than than the Lionhead used to be. So for me personally, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do. I hope they keep some of the charm and stuff like that. But I'm just looking forward to seeing just what they could do with like a big budget. Because to me, like Fable. Like I always thought it was a good game, and the second one in particular was a fantastic game. But I just felt like with a bigger budget and a little bit more time, it could have been much, much better.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, you said it in your opening statement there. To bring in new people to Fable, I would love them to do a reboot. Maybe that's a little bit of a me thing. I personally need to be brought back into Fable. The other thing is when we were having a discussion about Telltale Games, people in the chat on MNC show were saying, Mooch, don't forget about The Wolf Among Us. And think about that for a second, guys, right? That's fairy tale based with a very dark, sinister look at it, correct? And everybody
with dark humor and stuff
right.
like that,
And some people would actually argue, and they did argue with me in the chat and said that was the best Telltale game made. So what I'm trying to say to you,
I think the Tales from the Borderland was the best Telltale game made, in my opinion.
That's fine. I'm just making
you're just
a point.
trying to kiss up to Mooch, man. Come on, man.
No, Tales from the Borderland was much better than the actual Borderlands games that I played anyway.
I personally think that Fable needs to be rebooted. It needs to be dark. Really, that Wolves Among Us kind of sinister, but still has that fairy tale feel of it. So you don't lose the traditional customer, but you rope in some new ones. I think that's a great way to go. And I'm excited if they do something like that. Fable 4 doesn't mean it's not going to be something I'm interested in. But what about like someone like myself, and there's others out there that didn't play Fable that maybe want to get into it and to come into it as Fable 4 after this? I mean, how long has it been, crap, since Fable 3 released?
2010.
Yeah, it's been
Right. So a decade, guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll be a decade plus. So
Yeah.
you can't say, well, Mooch, it's just continuation. That's a you problem. I don't think that's a me problem when the company decided to wait 11 years to put out a game. That's not a me problem. That's a them problem.
So it's crazy. I was playing The Plague Innocence. Is that the name of it?
Yes,
Mooch
sir.
loves
don't
that
get
game,
down-
man.
don't
Mooch
get
loves
down-
it.
was
don't
looking
get
at
down
that
that,
game.
man.
A Plague
That
Tale. I'm
game is
enjoying
dope.
it.
I was looking at that game. I was like, God, this would be a great Fable backdrop. Like, like from
Right.
the earlier Fables. Like, I wish Fable looked like this.
But
And
then-
I think they can make the game a little bit more, I guess, more adult. I guess is what you're trying to get at.
Yes, that's what
And-
exactly what
and
I'm
I think
getting
that's
at.
what the approach they should come with. If they try and make it too kiddie, that's what we've had this whole generation. These kiddie games. We want like something more serious, more like they take advantage of the power of the system, and something more adult like at a Fable as an RPG versus this kiddie style shit. Keep the charm. I understand that portion of it because that's what makes Fable what it is. But give us better, like a better graphical plate to work with.
But then what about
you want the hooker with jokes?
What about
basically.
this? What about this double-edged sword, though? And trust me, I'm in the camp with Mooch that I agree. I would like it to be reinvented, but then, what about those people that say, well, if you're going to do that and you're going to radically make it different, why not just create a new IP and invent a whole new franchise and then give people the Fable 4 that they want? And I guess that's a valid argument, right?
Well,
to a certain
Fable
extent.
3, I know people can kind of look back and be like, oh, man, I cherish that game and everything like that. But when Fable 3 came out, there was a lot of people who were dedicated like Fable fans who did not like Fable 3.
Yeah, I played Fable for like 12 minutes.
Fable 3 was my worst game.
I was done.
I hated Fable 3. And I think a lot of what it had to do with was the fact they added a voice to the character. That right there just kind of turned me off from the very beginning of the game.
But you can hold hands, though, brother. You can hold hands, man.
You expect a game after a couple of iterations of it to evolve, and I don't think Fable 3 was the evolution from Fable 2 that I was looking for.
They rushed it out too because if you look at it, Fable 2 was such a success and even won, I think, G4 TV's Game of the Year that year. And then they were like, Donnie D was like, "Hey, let's get a Fable 3 out." Yeah, and they really rushed it out in like 2 years' time. And it wasn't enough time, and they tried to dumb it down, and they took away some of the gestures and some of the different things that you could do in it. And I thought it was like it didn't really serve the game well at all. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed in that, but I still liked it. I mean, I even liked the story in Fable: The Journey.
I beat it twice, man.
I beat it. I beat it a couple times too. I liked the whole king aspect where you had to have a certain amount of gold. And I remember I destroyed something and put up a whorehouse. And that's how I made money there. And then that stayed like that even after I beat the game, right? So it was like, the orphanage. Yeah, I tore down the orphanage and put up a whorehouse. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, like that. I like those kind of things, like where you had the choices to make because you needed a certain amount of money. And that's what you had to be able to do to accomplish your goals. And I like that about those type of games. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm very excited to see what Playground Games has. I hope we get a legit like trailer and not just like a teaser type situation. I want to see like a real, albeit with the voice actress or whatever. I like the lady who does the voice. Like we've seen the trailers before. Like I just want to see something like that really kind of hits that nostalgia bell, but also a new direction as well. Like I wouldn't mind that.
Well, crap. I'm hoping for a reboot, but I think I'm hoping for it for a different way than what anybody on the panel said. I feel like I played all 3 Fables. Loved the games. Definitely Fable 3 was the downward trend of the Fable franchise. But I feel like they went too quick into time. They went too quick into getting in the guns and stuff like that. Before you knew it, Fable 3 was Industrial Revolution. When they could have hung back and dealt more with the magic and sword aspect and dual-wielding magic and all that cool stuff that we saw in Fable 1 and 2, and kind of left the guns and the industry and stuff for further on down the line. So I feel like they need to reboot it and then take their time, moving forward and not rush ahead so quick when it comes to time and evolution in the game, man.
I like Fable Heroes or whatever that was, Predator. I see you throwing shade on that game, man. I like that game. Well, I mean, I didn't think it was great. I just thought it was a little interesting, little Summer of Arcade type deal. You
It's
know,
like Gears Pop. It's like that game they should have made. They shouldn't have made.
Yeah, probably. I mean, well, Peter Molyneux, man.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Peter Molyneux is like all there. So it does look like we're gonna get Fable announced at E3. Rare also, thanks to Xbox One 4K, I did a video about this as well. Rare is making a new secret next gen new IP that's vastly different, quote unquote, from Sea of Thieves. And the composer kind of gave this away in an interview. And like I said, I did a video about that yesterday and I linked it there, where he said that, the hardware limitations aren't a problem anymore. They're doing something they've always wanted to do. Brand new IP. Mooch, what do you think? I mean, because we've heard some different things. Do you think this is something people should get like super excited about, or are you just you don't really care? I mean, they're still going to support Sea of Thieves, obviously.
I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on the Rare front. Because before Sea of Thieves was mentioned, and everybody was like, Rare's got a new. Remember, Phil came out. He's like, this is going to be the year of Rare, and they're going to come out and they're going to do this whole thing on stage, and they did, and myself personally, I mean, you guys know, like I'll sit here and tell you, like Sea of Thieves, I play it with the family. I've streamed it with Xbot.
You're Sea of Thieves fam, right?
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean,
do those still exist, man?
I would say that
Captain Crap.
It's hashtag fun, but realistically, if they're gonna do something, I would like to see them. You know what? Go back. Do not reinvent what you did a while ago. Come up with something new. Make a new platformer that's fun, exciting, bright, vibrant. Something Rare likes to do. Don't let me tell them. They do it. Reach back into your archives. Grab not an old IP and reboot it. No, do something new, right? But an idea, right? Exactly, of the old platforming style, and bring that to fruition, bring that to life, and give Microsoft something fun and refreshing like that. I think what they did with Sea of Thieves was, Microsoft said, hey, we want you to be as creative as possible, but make sure you make something that's, games as a service. And they're probably like, okay. And Sea of Thieves was born. So I think that basically, I just would like to see them make a game that's a game that you can finish, not a game that's just wandering forever. I want to see their talents come back up to the forefront again.
You
want
to see something single player, or at least to have a single player element, right?
A single player element from Rare would be really nice. It's been a while. It's been a while, Crap.
I can't argue with that, but what if we see that and we're going to see Fable 4 and, of course, Ninja Theory patented Bleeding Edge like just the other day. So it looks like we're going to see, I mean, like we've got potential to see a lot of new stuff. And I know a lot of you people think I'm an Xbox hater, but I'm excited by all three of these potential things. Plus more, obviously, Halo and more Gears. We're going to see a little bit more about that. Hit the like button, people. Don't be stingy. Anybody else have any thoughts about this Rare thing? I mean, are you guys excited to see?
Yeah, brother. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we want, right? Like we can get excited. Now, what makes this important is they need to represent. Again, that being the key word. That they announced a new IP from Rare, something drastically different. All of that is intriguing to me. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Show me the money. Show me. Let me see. But represent with it too. Don't come with like 3 pixels and a stick figure talking about here's the new joint. Nah, come on, my dude. Like that'll be garbage. But there's nothing wrong with this. This is great.
Let me throw this out to you guys though, real quick. Okay, a little bit of news here about this. Okay, so if Rare does announce a new IP this E3, that would be exactly 4 years since they were the ones to announce the last new IP for Xbox, right? The new AAA IP, right? Which was Sea of Thieves in 2015. A 4-year wait, right? Like, what do you guys think about that? I mean, Rare is like one of the only ones that seems to have the ability to make something. No, not counting the new developers, but the only developer that they had that can actually make a new IP at will, where the rest of them seem to be locked into like IP factory.
Rare mentioned they were making a new IP a couple of years ago, and so this isn't really news. It's just like now we actually get to see it. But I do think it's kind of weird that only Rare is able to do this, because like when I throw out, why is it Mojang making a game? They have about 70 to 100 people working.
They still need to make my graphics pack.
And you know what? And exactly what I was about to say. Everyone just says, "Oh, well, they're working on Minecraft." Every other studio within Microsoft is making more than one game except for them. So why are we not holding them to the fire?
Fred, did you ever play the second game from
The Cobalt bullshit? No, I didn't
Yeah,
play that. But that
like,
was in
yeah,
production before.
dude,
They were making that game
if you
before.
ever played it, you would be like, you know what, guys, stick to Minecraft real
I mean,
quick.
Minecraft's a moneymaker for them. I'm not saying that at all. And I know Cobalt was they were working on that before Microsoft bought them, right?
Yeah.
So now they have money and assets and other stuff. They could be working on something other than Minecraft, just like every other studio.
Well,
They're
and
working
that's-
on they're working on Minecraft Dungeons, that
Well,
PC exclusive
There's
game.
a-
Remember?
well, they're working on those types of things. They've worked on all the Telltale things. They're working on Minecraft Earth right now. Mojang is busy.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know?
doubting that. I'm just saying, like, do something besides Minecraft.
Minecraft. Dude.
Well, I mean, you said other
That's the same
companies,
thing with-
but 343 is not doing anything but Halo.
Right now, yeah.
Well, and see, that's the thing right there. If you look at Rare, first off, Rare has been an established team for how long? Like, years and years and years.
All their IPs under their
No,
belt too.
people can trash Rare, say the last good game was on Super Nintendo and all that good stuff. But you remember with the 360, all right, there are a lot of people love the Kinect. And who had the best Kinect game? It was Rare. All right, when you look
Rare
at it,
created the entire
Avatars and
the
shit.
whole Avatar system that we had.
yeah,
You know what
Rare,
I mean?
Rare
Not only
is
that, but I have to say this,
structured,
right?
man.
I have to say this. I enjoyed Cameo as a launch title on the Xbox 360 immensely. I even liked the Perfect Dark Zero was okay, but Cameo I thought was amazing for a platform and really, really well done and still looks good. I also really love the Viva Pinata games. So, and I love the Kinect. The first one has a break in between, some of the hardcore gaming, and the Kinect sports games were a lot of fun.
Dude, Kinect Sports Rivals was so much fun when it came out on the Xbox One, but we're not allowed to say that because we can't like the Kinect because it came in the box.
Dude,
at
I'll
the
still
beginning of the
use footage I have of me playing Kinect Sports Rivals. That I love that wave racing game that's on there. And people always ask me, "Wow, that game looks so great. What is it?" And I'm like, "It's Kinect Sports Rivals." And they're like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
it had a lot of good.
Never mind.
Yeah, like they had their own version of bowling and stuff that was like better than the Wii bowling.
It was great.
It was really good, but people didn't want to take a chance with it.
But see, that's what I'm saying. People are acting like Rare hasn't made anything, for a while. And yes, they've been working on Sea of Thieves, but they're also a structured development team that even Pred said they said a couple years back that they were working on a new IP, and they're structured to the point where they can break a small team off, go to the side. They know exactly what they can do. They know how to, start the development, all that good stuff. They have been around forever. They know how to do this thing, man.
My thing is, look, if they want to create a new IP, you give them that liberty and you let them go out there and do it. If they want to do if they're in their comfort zone, they want to be like the Coalition and only make gears, as long as that's what they want, let them do that. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Like, we can't also want to be like, well, we want to see something new from those guys just because we want it. If they want to make it, great. I'll love to see something new. But if they want to make the franchise they're used to, like 343, making a new Halo, but it's still Halo, go with that too. You know what I'm saying?
But see, with 343, what you got to also remember here.
Isn't that why Bungie left? Because Microsoft wanted to just pigeonhole them and strong-arm them into only making Halo, and they wanted to make something new.
I just want to show you the other side of that, though. Like, think about it as, you're heading Xbox. You have a huge community of Halo players, right? And it's like, you know what? Let Halo take the back burner for an extra 3 years, and yeah, you can develop this game as well, and then start on that. Like, that doesn't make sense, man. That really doesn't. And if that dev team still has the ideas, still has ways to move forward with such a big game, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, guys, all right, I hear what you want to do with this, but what's going to happen with the established franchise?
Then you assemble a team that from the very beginning goes in knowing that those are the parameters to their job. You have been hired to only make Halo games or only
That's
make.
how they built 343, brother.
All right, then that's cool. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying if a developer doesn't want to, just be obligated to produce one franchise, they shouldn't be, because we lose out as gamers. And The company's going to lose out because they're going to put out a lackluster at best product. We're not going to get what we want, and it's a losing situation for everyone.
Well, if you look at it, the two biggest kind of like dev teams, besides like any of the newer ones or anything like that, is Coalition and it's 343. Now, Coalition had to agree to take on the whole Gears thing, right? Which they did wholeheartedly. They're like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. 343 was put together by ex-Bungie devs and then a new squad for what? For Halo. For the people who didn't want to move on, still wanted to make more Halo games. So that's exactly at the heart of why 343 was made. You see what I'm saying? So for people out there that are like, they need to make a new
343 is Bungie's cover band. That's all.
Well, they did
That's very well put, Crap.
They did the best DLC on Halo Reach, and I think a lot of people forget about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Halo Reach was great. Most of the Halo games have been great in one way or another. So,
God damn it, how do we get on Halo again?
I'm loving this episode, man. I am.
Yeah, we're gonna switch it a little bit. Microsoft's E3 is going to be the longest in their history, 2 hours. What do you guys think we can expect? I think we're going to get a mix of everything, mostly third-party stuff, xCloud stuff. We're going to get the announcement of the consoles. I doubt we're probably not going to see them or get prices or anything, but they'll do the thing where they have the people talking, Microsoft, they really have unlimited budget, and they built 2 monsters. Not one, but 2. It's great. It's a monster.
And a monster
times
junior.
2. Yeah, a monster and a monster junior.
I think they're also going to have. I think they had mentioned this too. If I read it right, I think they are going to have a section of the stage taken up for PC talk too.
They are.
I think so.
You think so?
I think they're gonna. Well, the PC is Xbox. Xbox is PC. I mean, it's not going to be just PC. It'll be
my break.
I think it'll be
but they have a presence at the PC show though. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I thought there was gonna. I don't think it's gonna be 20 minutes. It may only be 5-6 minutes, but I do think a portion of the stage will discuss how Microsoft is integrating, the user interface, and I mean, Larry Herb used to get on and do all those impromptu like daily things that were like, this is what's coming to your Xbox on the new update, and now the last few have been. This is what's coming to your PC on the next update. So, I think
careful, Butch. I bring up that all they talk about is PC and mobile and shit, and people give me hell for it, right?
I've been saying PC is Xbox and Xbox is PC for.
But if PC is Xbox and Xbox is PC, how come PC gets its own shit?
Ask them.
I do. They don't say anything.
Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they've upped this thing. That your initial comment was they've upped this to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is we've always gotten between an hour and 20, an hour and 30 minutes of console news, right? So I think you're gonna the best part I'm taking away from this is you're still going to get an hour and 35 minutes, maybe max of console. And then you're going to have the hardware, the xCloud and the PC stuff. I still think that's where that extra time's coming in.
But you're going to have a lot of other third-party games that,
the third-party stuff is part of that hour 35 that I just said.
Right. And then we got to.
It always has been Xbox. What do you mean?
Well, we got to. They're gonna do a little something with xCloud. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna talk.
There's never been an hour and 35 minutes of first-party exclusives.
Well, no. I'm saying for like 25 minutes or so of just talking about PC. I understand.
I didn't say that. Why does everybody take what I say and then make something up?
You said an hour and 35 minutes.
I said an hour and 35 minutes. I said the other 25 minutes is going to be made up of PC, xCloud, and the hardware.
Who's yelling?
Hey,
who's yelling? I have to yell so people can actually hear me.
So you're saying that they might do 5 minutes. You're saying they might do 5 minutes of PC.
5-6 minutes of that new founded 25 minutes that's being added on will be, I believe, PC upgrade integration. Yeah, or whatever.
Or it could be games. I mean, they are getting a PC.
Or it could be PC games. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just saying Microsoft has 2 hours to show their goods. I don't think now they've said everything now is Xbox Game Studios. Everything. If you guys click the little window in the bottom of your Windows 10 computer, there's an Xbox symbol down there, right? Mm-hmm. So the Xbox is on stage. Why wouldn't listen? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's what I think is good. I think you're going to get a portion of
Well,
E3
they
to be
do have games that are coming
PC.
out on PC that they are going to want to show off. I definitely agree with that.
That's all.
Here's Gears Tactics exclusive on PC.
No,
Windows 10
Age of
exclusive.
Empires, the things like that. Maybe they have
Windows 10
DLC.
exclusive.
Yeah, I mean,
Forza Street, Windows exclusive, and on the Switch, and on the phones, everything but Xbox. We're bringing it to PlayStation. Coming soon. Yeah, I mean, look.
Played on AOL.
AOL. Well, there's still 2.5 million users on AOL.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yo,
I mean,
Predator, you are the main reason why Crap looked that up, by the way.
well, I mean, look, I was curious about that the other day. But this Avengers Square game is going to get showed off at E3 as well, which I'm very excited about. We last generation, we'd get a tie-in with everything, and the games weren't like super good. But I'm glad that we're starting to get some more Avengers games. I mean, that's a hot property. That Marvel stuff, Spider-Man was good. This Ultimate Alliance on the Switch looks good. Hopefully, even Iron Man VR looks good in my opinion. So, you know, I'm kind of excited to see where it goes on this. What are you guys expecting from everybody else expecting from their E3? I'm expecting, like what Mooch says, I don't know if they'll do a PC dedicated thing because there is a PC show that they usually do.
And AMD is going to be there. I'm pretty sure Microsoft's going to be with them. They're going to unveil more about like the architecture underneath the hood of like Anaconda, PlayStation 5, all that good stuff. There's a lot for AMD to say.
Exactly. I think that the extra 20 minutes really is going to be them showcasing more third parties. And guess who it's rumored right now that's going around? Xbox retweeted the new Call of Duty. Sony didn't. I'm just saying. And there's also an article up saying that Sony does not have rights to exclusive content anymore with the Call of Duty stuff. So
maybe they just don't have exclusive content anymore.
It could be that, because if you look at it, right, it went down to only a week this time, right? And I don't think Phil doesn't have the balls to pay for exclusive content.
He doesn't like that stuff, man.
Yeah, he doesn't like. Well, here's the thing. Phil would say those things like, I don't like keeping content off other platforms, blah, 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 right? He was saying that at a time when they had literally no money. He's like going out back by Microsoft and picking up cans for the Xbox budget, right?
So, somebody needs to make that picture, by the way.
So of course he's going to say that. I think now he kind of regrets that because, look, you still want people to buy your stuff, and having that content really helps people kind of buy your stuff. And I think that that's exactly what it's all about. People would remember how PlayStation, people would buy the Call of Duties on there for the maps, and people would buy it for the strikes and that kind of stuff.
The other rumor that's out, Crap, is that there is no time content coming regardless of who has marketing rights.
Yeah, which could be it, but they could be on Xbox's stage.
They could be on Xbox's stage. They could have, but if Xbox doesn't have the like, you know, what Sony did and what Xbox did last generation, if they don't have the 30-day DLC or the 1 week DLC or new content packs, I mean, it's not for nothing, because I think advertising that product with your logo still with Call of Duty holds some merit. But I gotta say, it does take a little bit of the shine off the polish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. But we could see it at their E3, and I think that would be kind of cool.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing that back up there, like I would love to see Call of Duty back. Are you guys hoping that they do E3 kind of like they did in the past, where they have some stage demos for a change? Now it's just like all they have is like these trailers for 2 minutes. Like, damn, I liked it when they used to bring people up on stage and do that.
It's funny. I liked the game and all.
I liked it, but there was so much room for error there. You know, I mean, the game it froze or it didn't work.
But that was also a fun part of it as well. When the game,
it's fun for us, not fun for them.
Yeah, or it looked fake and forced.
Or it looked fake. Right, exactly. I'll give you an example. When they showed Uncharted 4 on the stage, it froze. They had to restart it twice.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, like that's not. We can say whatever, and you make a video and this and that. But Sony wasn't happy, and Microsoft had. Remember, they're gonna have multiplayer games being showed. They've got 4 people on different parts of the set. And all of a sudden, you know, one controller's not connecting. There's a lot of people using all the media's in there. Wi-Fi is getting pulled at a magnificent rate. I mean, there's a lot of error that can go on stage for a live show. I'm not saying you won't. I don't think you'll see that personally.
No, I think they're going to stick to their new format.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the new format. Exactly.
They're going to bombard you with games.
Right. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't want to see Jimmy on stage playing.
Me neither.
I don't know. I like seeing some of those, though. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
Crap,
some of that
listen
stuff.
to me. When they actually want to show you gameplay, you're watching somebody that's pre-recorded walk through and play the game, right? what's it, like? They usually zoom in if we're at home and we're watching it full screen of the game. Then they'll kind of
you used to
fade
like
away.
seeing that, like the Call of Duty ones? They'd always kick them off with Call of Duty, and they'd be doing that awesome campaign, following Captain Stu Nuts around. I love that, man.
Was there a guy on stage playing it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They used to do that all the time.
I remember it with other games. I don't remember it with that.
Yeah, dude, look back to some of the Xbox 360 ones, man.
With, what was the one with Kevin Spacey in it? I think they did it.
That was a good story, by the way. The Kevin Spacey one.
Yeah,
that was a good story.
Advanced Warfare.
Yes,
yeah, that was a pretty good one. I didn't like the multiplayer, but the campaign was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Anybody else have any thoughts on this E3?
No,
Pred, I'm looking at you. Bot, what about you?
No, I just wanted to say real quick that when it comes down to it, you are going to get announcements for the Xbox platform. Now, whatever, because people are like, the console doesn't have exclusives, all this stuff, but I also agree with Crapdo about the third party, because when you hear Phil Spencer talk about it, he's like, man, there's a lot of pressure on us now because Sony isn't here, to cater to every gamer out there. So you are going to see a lot of multiplats as well. I think it's going to be a great show, man. 2 hours of game announcements, gameplay, trailers, stuff like that. I can't wait. I am hyped for this year's E3.
I am too. I think it's going to be.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be even from the pre-show that Xbox puts on all the way through. And myself personally, I've mentioned this a number of times. When you're talking about E3, you can't talk about E3 without talking about E3 week. It doesn't end on the 2 hours. There's a lot of post shows, post interviews, discussions with the developers that you saw a 2 to 3 minute clip. And now all of a sudden they get a little bit more involved in what the game is, when it's going to come out, some of the special nuances that the game may offer. Like, there's just so much for the whole week. It's an exciting week. It's not for me. I always say this. It's not an exciting 2 hours. It should be an exciting week for most gamers.
Just one more thing, and then I think you want to hear from Predator. Just one more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing.
It's kind of like on my wish list. I remember back in the 360 era, there was this one E3 where they talked about having the demos that they showed on stage. You are able to download them and play them on your 360 as well. I want them to go back and do something like that to really get people to go back, turn their Xbox One on, be like, man, I'm going to try this demo, this demo, this demo. It's all there for that whole kind of like E3 week. And I wish they would do something like that again, man.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I was kind of happy because Mooch, guess who is going to be doing the EA stuff and not Xbox stuff? It looks like.
Who's that?
Somebody we both aren't big fans of.
Vincent Pella?
No, she usually does stuff for Xbox.
Oh, that's right. It's Julia Harding, right?
Yes. She's not going to be. She's doing the EA thing this year. Doesn't look like the Xbox thing.
Well, last year, Sony Renee did it, right? Sony Renee.
I can't remember if she did for.
She
Xbox.
did the EA because she interviewed Vince.
Yeah, she did the Vincent Pella thing. So now there's absolutely no reason to watch anything having to do with EA, right? I mean, seriously, honestly, there's zero reason to watch.
Well, did you see what people were saying, Crap? And maybe this is what you're alluding to, but the EA schedule came out for their EA Play.
Yeah, they're already talking about. There's no surprise there.
No, there is a surprise. The surprise is they put the actual schedule out, if you will, the syllabus, if you will.
Yeah.
And there's no mention of Anthem anywhere on it.
Anthem, what's that?
Right. What is this Anthem you speak of?
Send out Will Smith with the little dildo thing. Pichu, 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 white people's memories. What the hell's that?
Wow.
Like, God, nobody's playing that game. Nobody.
You guys remember Men in Black with that little dildo?
That's what I'm
right
saying,
there?
dude. That little silver one. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. I want to switch gears real quick. PlayStation Plus games are announced. Borderlands Handsome Collection, Sonic Mania. Pretty good month. Do we know what we're getting next month on Xbox?
I was going to ask that on Twitter today.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything about it.
I haven't seen anything either. It must really suck.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's not gonna, I got to be honest with you, though. That's a hell. I didn't pick up Sonic Mania, so I'm excited about that. Actually.
Sonic Mania is a blast.
It's a great game.
I have the collector's edition.
Me too, brother.
Yeah, with the Genesis and everything.
I've got the PS Plus edition coming in about 8 days. Listen, I got to tell you, I'm excited about that. I'll now have Borderlands 2 on everything. Okay, the only thing I'm missing it on is my smart fridge.
If somebody wants to
excited.
donate me PlayStation Plus, I'll gladly accept it. Donate in the super chat or on Twitter or
WRZ,
bored, man.
I mean, listen, PS Plus is I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, but I will be playing a lot. Listen, I'm trying to get everybody on there with me. We are going to be playing some The Last of Us multiplayer, so you're going to need it if you're hanging out with Mooch over the summer. We're going to be jamming out to that. That's
hey
good.
man, yeah, I'll be down for that. Somebody
Yeah, man.
donated. If you want to see me, I got my plate, and I'm like, please, sir, may I have some more? I'm just so broke, man. It's like, everything costs money. It's like you don't realize
Everything
how much
does
money.
cost money.
You don't realize how much money you spend when you're in a relationship. It's like.
I think we do.
Oh, well, you
No,
guys
we
do.
all knew, man.
I
We
had
all knew.
forgotten. I had forgotten, right? Like, yeah.
Crap's like, I got into the calendar business. Who the hell knew 7 days were in a week? Come on.
I don't know, man.
When you're single, it's like Saturday, Sunday doesn't even count. You know, I didn't know we
you're
had
stretching for the gas money, man.
a
You're
lot
like,
more
oh, God.
ink on this calendar. I didn't know.
You're like that meme where you're trying to figure out how much gas you have versus gas money till you get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's very crazy. It's pretty much like that. But yeah, like I'm looking for that, and I would love to like join you. I had a blast playing Sea of Thieves. I actually wanted to do that again the other day. So if you guys plan on doing that this week, let me know because I'll definitely be down.
We got
to
get in again because, like, guys, we got to get to the shores of gold.
You guys are
there,
drunk
man.
when y'all play that game, right? Like, y'all toe up because if y'all having fun, y'all got to be toe up. That I can't see y'all really having fun. Like, so
brother, we killed it, man. What are you talking? You didn't see the stream?
Hey, I told Mooch, man,
killed it, man.
I would vodka it up, man, next time we play.
That's about the only way.
I know. Well, the only problem is, man, I get real loose when that happens, and I start impersonating other YouTubers, and then Mooch is like, "Hey, crap, don't do that."
Oh, man.
Hey, I can already feel Mooch. He's tightening his tie. He's like, crap."
I want to hear Crap's Xbox 448 impression.
Oh, hey, I only do impressions of dildos, dude. I don't do impressions of cool people. So,
okay, all right, there we go.
All right.
So,
You
what do you guys think about this PlayStation Plus? Again, I'm looking online. I don't see any announcement for the Xbox Live ones. I don't know.
Sonic Mania is great. I think a lot of people, if you haven't picked it up yet, you're gonna enjoy it. I'm wondering if they have like the different characters when they came out with kind of like that DLC, if they're rolling it all into one or if it's just like the core game. But either way, man, if you're a throwback like Sonic fan, you like the side scrolling 2D Sonic the Hedgehog, that I know I personally grew up with. It's like that, but kind of brought up to this generation. It's got like new abilities. It's got new kind of like map layout and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it, man.
Yeah, I think so. I think a ton of people will enjoy it as well. And you know what? I'm excited by it. I think it's going to be a good month. And you know what? Microsoft, they need a little pressure on them, man. They've been dropping the ball a little bit with that entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hope that that's where the competition is really good. I like the competition when they're able to sort of, go, oh, well, Sony's coming out with this, then Microsoft has to respond, and then vice versa. So I'm hoping that that's what we see and continue to see. But that is a very impressive lineup as well. Here's something that I saw that I thought was interesting was Ubisoft is actually planning their own premium pass with it's sort of like EA Access or Game Pass or whatever, right? That's sort of what they're going to be doing. Is this the start of everybody doing this? Because if it is, I got to say, I'm not liking this at all.
I'm not liking it either, but I think it is a thing just because they see the success that other people have had with it, and like not just in video games, but like Netflix, that type of deal too. So like, I hate to see it because like the more you subscribe to these things, like I love the fact that Ubisoft has a lot of games under their belt, but I bought them all, so
yeah.
The ones I want, and so
Well,
like. What's going to happen is these subscription services are going to get more expensive, and it's almost like you'd rather just pay for the game that you want versus paying for the subscriptions.
Yeah,
all of them at once. So
because you have a feeling like soon it's going to be like we already have Xbox Game Pass and EA Access and the Ubisoft thing. How long before Activision jumps on this, right? Yep. Like they have got Call of Duty, they've got a huge backlog of stuff they can put out there, and then you're going to have 4 or 5 different things. It's, oh, well, we're only $10 a month, $5 a month. Next thing you know, man, you're paying $100 a month for subscriptions.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you guys, I canceled my EA Access subscription recently. And I also, well, I don't have Game Pass anymore. That ran out. But I don't have any intent on picking those up anymore, because usually if there is a game, and there hasn't been a whole lot that's been super impressive to me lately, but if there is something, I usually will get it anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm not interested in more subscriptions. I've canceled a lot of subscriptions, not just game related, but other related that I wasn't using, and it's saving me money. And I'm happy about it. I don't want to add more to it. I don't want to do the whole streaming subscription thing. And I know it's just options right now, but I'm not looking forward to when it's not the option anymore. You know, and
It's
you just get
different
the
if they
feeling
do it like Netflix. Like, right, I can pull up my phone, I can watch Netflix on my laptop, I can log on from any computer and watch movies on Netflix, right? I can't do that with these subscriptions. It's tied to the service. Like, it's tied to your Xbox, it's tied to your PlayStation, it's tied to your PC.
Yeah.
It work across everything. And I if Ubisoft does it right and they do it across everything, it's a win. And it might force everybody else to do the same thing. But right now, it doesn't do that. So, like, if I want to play a game on my PlayStation that I actually have on my Xbox and I have a subscription to that service, I can't do that. And it's really
the problem. The problem kind of stems back to what Crap originally was saying, and I mean, because what happens is every week or every month or every so often, this new company comes out with their version of a streaming service, and then we discuss that one streaming service and we get into what they should do or what they're not doing, and that's fine. But maybe it's because I'm a mooch. But here's the thing: I personally, I'm not a fan of this monthly streaming across the board. This isn't just about gaming.
Yeah.
This is about all those things. I mean, if you guys have Xbox, I don't know if PlayStation does it as much, but Xbox, I see people on the ABC app, the AMC app, the WWE app, the ESPN app. Right? So, right, everything's so everyone's like, cut the cord, Moose, get rid of it. Get that coax out of your house, get rid of it. You know what you need to do? You need to buy each one of them individually for about $3 more than you were paying previously. All right. So, right.
That's basically how it works out, Mooch.
It does, right? You know, because the minute you're like, I got rid of my favorite whatever, you know, and then all of a sudden 3 months later, you're like, whatever, I'll just pick it up a la carte. And then you do that for everything along the way. And listen, these guys, these gaming companies, the not just them, but the cable channels, they're not stupid. They're not offering you these things a la carte because you're saving money. And guess what? They're going to lose money and they just are doing what you guys have been asking for. No. They work this system out now where you either buy it or you don't have it. And they know you're going to buy it because entertainment to some form, shape or another is something we all need, right? It depends on what you like. Some people like to read books. Some people like to watch movies. Some people like to play video games. So my point is that myself, listen, when just for example, when Game Pass is offered for that $69 deal, which I call it, 6 months for you get 12 months for 6 months payment. It's a little more than that. When they offer something stupendous like that, I don't mind. So $69 for the year for Game Pass. Look out for that deal. That's when you hop on. But other than that, this, getting Ubisoft for $10 a month or $5 a month or $20 a month. And then there's the unlimited pass for this, for that. And EA's got one. And then another one's got one. And it's like, you know what? Listen, take it and shove it. I'm going to go buy the game when I want to play it. I'll play it. I'll own it. When I'm done with it, I'm done with it. It's funny because the same people that encourage you to cut the cord are the same people that are like, down with microtransactions.
Yeah.
Now I'll take 18 independent type of apps, please. Why are you buying? Right? Everybody wants everything a la carte, and then they're mad at a 99-cent DLC pack microtransaction. So I don't understand everybody. It's like, get your story straight. Myself personally, when I see this here, for me, my ears immediately close. I'm not doing EA. I haven't had EA access since it first came out. I won't have Ubisoft access.
EA hasn't had shit that's been worth having the service for, to be honest with you.
I mean, but the thing is, though, Crap, all these games go on sale. They all go on sale like 2-3 months later. Why pay $10 a month for all this stuff when you can get the game you truly desire to play in the bargain bin for $20 in 3 months? I mean, I don't understand, and especially games that come out between now and say October, right? The minute the Black Friday sales kick in, a lot of the, what was it there? Rise of the Tomb Raiders, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was half price. Evil Within 2 was half price weeks later. Now they're saying there's a big PlayStation sale. Days Gone's going to be discounted heavily. That just came out. I mean,
I
these
just
games
got the collector's edition of that day.
that's fine, but my point, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when everyone's like, I can't wait to pay $10 a month for all these services, get out of here. Go play the one game you want now if you have to play day one, right? And then play the other games that Ubisoft has that are $9.99 or $10.99, or heck, walk into GameStop, keep your local brick and mortar open, and buy a used game over there for $20, and then you can return it in 7 days and get your money back.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% not wrong. I think you're right. And again, eventually people are gonna get wise to this. Like at first, you're like, and look, here's the thing. It looks like Xbox Game Pass is a good deal, right? That's a little bit different because it's
Depending on where you buy it, I agree.
Yeah, that's offering a variety of variety of games. Yes. To be honest with you, sort
it's
of
the
like
best
Netflix.
One. It's the best one.
It's the best one, but that ain't saying much.
Well,
you know what I mean?
In the world of a la carte, it is crap.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at EA Access, it's like, okay, well, Battlefield or Madden, or NBA Live, or a couple of shitty Need for Speed games, or some Battlefront games, or Titanfall where there's nobody on there anymore.
Right.
It's not exactly
nobody has ever said to me, "Hey, meet you on EA Access." That's never even been said.
Well, who the hell would say it?
I said it to you the other day, Mooch. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but see, not EA Access, Mooch. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, look,
I don't even have it. I mean,
I'm just not looking forward to, because I could see the way things are trending, Mooch, right. And I'm not a big fan. I'm just keeping it real.
But here's the thing: we're way past that conversation. It doesn't matter. I'm not a big fan of it either. But at the same time, that truly doesn't matter, because listen, they'll have these streaming services, and they'll all be whatever. There's some people who love them. There's certain people that take their credit card. Okay, they go buy a new coffee table, a new TV stand, a new TV, new kitchenware, right? And so their friends like, how'd you get all this new shit? You don't make that much money. And they're like, easy, Visa, right? and then they just pay the minimum amount due, and then they max out the card. Listen, some people actually go to bed and they're okay with that. Some people, if they max out their card, are sweating and can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, it depends on who you are, the consumer. If you like buying everything a la carte, I myself prefer to say, hey, here's the $60 I got in my pocket. I can't wait to play fill in the blank game. Go buy the game. I own the game. Done. Right? Or wait till it goes on sale for $30. Buy the game. Done. Why do I want to continuously keep paying? Again, it's like gym memberships. You don't think they didn't study this? Everyone that's listening to this right now, think about it for a second, okay? Probably less than 5% of you that have a gym membership look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? My point being with that is that you don't use the gym membership, but you still pay between $10 and $20 a month that you belong to. I belong to Gold's. I go there every Thursday after a large pizza. I feel a little guilty. Get out of here. Okay. In the meantime, you're going there on Thursday, but you paid for it for the other 29 days you didn't go that month. So this is the same thing with that. The people are like, Mooch, you don't understand. It's great to have Game Pass. I'm sure it is. But even if you have Game Pass and you're playing a game like Doom, right? That's in there, or Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Like, you're playing those games. Those are 40-hour plus games. The other games that you're not playing all of those games.
Well, Mooch, your gym comparison was awesome, because it is exactly like that. You get out of it what you're going to get out of it. Like, if you use it, then it is a great deal.
Absolutely.
It's like the gym. If you use it, you're going to be healthy. You're going to be in great shape. If you use it, if you're just going to pay it, that's what I say. If you're just going to pay it, like for me, I wouldn't pay $120 a year for. Yeah. Oh, I should have said that, right? For I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because I'm not going to use it. I see 3 months for $1. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I'm still not going to use it, but it's $1, so I just got to jump on the deal.
I don't blame you. I mean, listen. Let's look at right now. Right? Okay. So right now I'm playing Days Gone, World War Z. These are the games I'm kind of going through right now. Layers of Fear 2 and A Plague Tale. Right. So I'm going through those 4 games. I have Game Pass. I have Game Pass. How am I supposed to put those 4 games down and play a game that's in Game Pass, right? And put those 4. Like, my point is we're sitting here playing new games for the better part of the year, from August all the way till about May, right? June, July, August, what do? We usually attack our backlog. So we don't really need Game Pass then. There's games we haven't played now that we own. Then in August, if I said to anybody in the chat right now, what are you playing in September? I'll play Borderlands. What are you playing in October? I'll play the new Gears. What are you playing in November? I'll play Kojima's new joint. Okay. So when are you playing these other games that you're paying $10 a month for that you haven't been playing? Oh, that's just there in case I want them. Okay, great. But that's my whole thing. It's your gym membership. I'll go to the gym when I feel like getting in shape, Mooch. Don't tell me when to run. I'm not. But you're paying the gym. You're not running anywhere. You're running the ATM to pay him again.
They're running all up in his pockets. That's what
I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people don't get that. I'm like, it's not that it's not great value, but it's like Knox said. If you're not using it, it's not great value.
Exactly. It is great value. Absolutely, it is. If you're going to use it the way it's intended to be used, if you're going to download those games and play them, absolutely a great value. If you're just going to, for the sake of subscribing to it, I got to have Game Pass, like you know, and then you just leave it there. Well, my dude, you're just getting G'd for 120 yuccas. And I mean, if you like getting G'd, then that's on you. You know, I can't call it, but people do have to see that it does work that way. You know what I'm saying? And these companies know it. And that's why they want to go in that direction. I think Ubisoft cares if you subscribe to them. How much is Origins? $100 a year?
Yeah, so, right? Pred has it. Don't get me wrong. That's another one that's up there in the probably worth it, right, Pred? I mean, you've said that you don't mind spending that money for that.
Actually, correction. I got that for free, and it was fun while it lasted.
Hashtag mooching.
But it's not something I'm going to spend $100 for, considering the games they have on there. It's usually mostly like with these subscription services for people like us who buy pretty much everything. You already have those games already. Had this came out like at the launch, at the very beginning of EA, this would have been great. But since I have all these games, it's almost like why? You're like, you know, like, and I prefer to own my games versus to rent them, especially the games I enjoy playing, because everyone has their list of games they're gonna buy regardless, no matter. Like, you know, how fucked up it is. Like, if it's like, for me, if it's Ghost Recon, I'm buying it. I don't care what it looks like, what it plays like. I'm buying that franchise every single time, right? But you also have those games, that small list of games that you would just try, which is what Game Pass is really successful at. You know, there's a lot of games on Game Pass I would have never bought, but I get to try them. However, on EA, or even like, you know, Ubisoft, which I typically buy most of their games anyway, but EA is basically a lot of sports games that come out yearly, or games that I don't want to play. Like Anthem, I enjoyed it, but is it a game that I really wanted to pay for?
Wants to play that Yarny, baby.
You know, like, yeah, I mean, like there's games in there I would try to play, but like I don't really see a lot of games on there that I would typically want to play and spend $99 a year for. To just try, like you guys saying about the gym membership thing, like it's only good if you use it. I don't think even when I had the 3 months of the EA Premier, the Origins Premier, the only game I really played on there was Anthem, just because it was new. Everything else on there I'd already played before. So I don't think, you know, going forward, like people like EA and Ubisoft, unless they're churning out games on a regular basis that are going to come to their platform, it's not going to work. Whereas the Microsoft thing, it works because they're constantly trying to get new stuff in there.
Let me say this though, Brad, and I think you'll agree with me. This goes with the gym idea, but MK28 he makes a great point. A lot of times people will just go and sign up for the month, and I believe Game Pass will auto renew, right?
If you don't cancel it, yeah.
If you don't cancel it, but they bury that in certain instances where you got to go look for it. And I know a lot of people might go, they don't bury it, Mooch. It's easy. It's 18 clicks.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's Control F, find, search, Control Alt, delete, upgrade.
Right.
It's hard to find.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's easier than it was.
Right. But that's not even my point. My point was that people just kind of forget. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this comes from someone like me. I started doing like, you do like home workouts and P90X, things like that. But like there was a period of time where I had my gym membership. I'm working out at home. And then I'm like, wait, I'm still paying my gym membership. Like, because I'm like, wow, 3 months. I'm like, I thought, you're like, maybe I'll use it. That's what people say all the time. I'm not going to cancel it because maybe I'll use it. Becomes a safety net. They know this is how people think. Okay. So that's one of the things. So shout out to MK28 in the chat. A great point. He's saying, people just forget they have it. And that's kind of true. Like I said, right? I still have Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Shadow the Tomb Raider to play in my backlog this summer. Okay, so like I don't need, like, when my Game Pass expires, I think I have, because I bought it at the end of last year for a year, so I think I have it till a little past I think it's July something. I activated it shortly after E3 last year. Now, if they have a $69 deal, why not? If you're going to give me half the year for free on an incentive deal, I'm in. Why not? That's a good deal. And who knows? It's not a bad. But to do a $10 a month with a constant resubscribe, I'm not doing that with any of the programs. That's Ubisoft, EA, Xbox, Sony, PS Now. I don't care who it is. Nintendo, not doing it.
Guys, check this out. When it comes down to these subscriptions, of course, these companies are going to try this, and you're going to see it all the way down the line. But I'm going to reach back to what Predator said about like cloud streaming and stuff like that. Everybody is going to try it, even Walmart. But at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, there's only going to be like 3 major ones, and everybody else, they're not gonna get exactly what they thought from it. And, could quite possibly, kind of close it down. I think EA was really smart being kind of like the first people out there to do it. So it had that nice new shine on it. It's like, what, really? All these games?
But do gamers really want a future bot where now if we want to get the latest Assassin's Creed, you have to get it from Ubisoft's specific app or you can't play it?
But see, I don't know if it's ever going to reach that.
If it ever becomes streaming only, which is their agenda, right? Their agenda is within the next 20 years, possibly eclipse the console. It's not going to happen now, but in 20 years' time, you know what I'm saying? That is their goal, is to make it app only. They want to get it.
Thank you for saying that, brother, because I've been fought for like the last 2 years.
Do all this. That's their agenda, is to eclipse consoles so they can go this route. But at the same time, we lose out. Once it becomes a la carte like that, that's the dangerous line that they're flirting with. Everybody's like, but at the end of the day, I think the platform holders, the Xbox, Microsoft Xbox, Sony, PlayStation, I think those are the front runners. And of course, publishers like EA, Ubisoft, they're going to try to be like, you know what? Well, we don't need those. We're going to go around and do this ourselves. But if I'm Ubisoft and I could just pay Microsoft to use their Azure servers and not have to use their platform. I mean, granted, they're paying them to use it. You know what I'm saying? But
how many games does Ubisoft come out with per year?
What I'm just saying is if they can make all the money on that directly.
This is a great question, though. This is a great question. And I think this is one of the things that when it comes to EA Access, it's the reason why when it first came out, it was a really great idea. But now you look at it now, it's like, yeah, we're going to PlayStation. And people are like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they are a limited publisher with a certain amount of titles. All right.
But they are going to try to add their whole little bells and whistles.
Here's the other thing, guys. Give Microsoft credit where credit's due. Okay. The one thing Microsoft did that the others have to compete with, and I think only Origins does it, and Pred can speak to it, is Microsoft does day and date. So with EA, the reason people go, well, EA Access is a great deal. I don't agree, because
EA Access, they have Madden and FIFA day and date.
Origins is day and date, but not EA Access.
Right, I would have two different choices for people. Have EA Access the way it is, so if people like it, they like it. That's it. And then have one that's $10 a month or whatever, where it's day and date, and you get all the EA Access, all the EA games day and date. Like, I don't want to play Madden 19 and Madden 20, right? Why would I want to do that? Like, everyone's like, oh my God, Mooch, I can't believe it. FIFA 16 just came out. What?
That's what I was getting earlier, where Microsoft, they go out and they try to get other games into the service. You don't see that with EA. Like, they're only putting EA games on there, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's their downfall. Like, if they can get, something, God, I want to say like Epic Launcher or something like that, where they can go out and start soliciting other companies to put games on their service.
But
That's a different story.
That's what the big boys are going to do, Pred. That's what Google's going to do. That's what Amazon's going to do. That's what the flea market's going to do.
Of course they are. That's where the money is.
That's their intent, is to do that. And then, like Epic, hey, we're splitting the deal for you guys.
Survive that, brother.
No doubt, my dude. But that's where it's going, is what I'm saying. And I really don't want to have to sit there and have 100 different services, like Mooch said. I don't want 2 million services to play my games. I want to go cop my console, get my Xbox, get my PlayStation, and I'm good.
You can only play one game at a time, guys. So if you have PS Now, Xbox Game Pass, EA Access, Ubisoft, whatever they're going to call it, right? And you're playing one game that takes 40 to 70 hours. Think about that. And if you work 9 to 5 and you have a household and you have things to do besides just game 24/7, you're only getting maybe, even if you're dedicating all that extra resource time, 2 games in at 45, 50 hours a clip, if those are the respective games, you're paying 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks a month for those services. If they're $10 a month, they're not all that. But I'm saying, you know what I mean? And you're paying 40 bucks a month and you're playing one game, maybe 1.5 games. So you're better off playing the game, buy the game, be done with it, and then the next time you want a game, go buy a game. But remember, that's what they're doing, and they're not the only ones. HBO does it, okay? Netflix does it. Like Netflix right now has, for me personally, nothing. There's nothing on Netflix that I need to watch right now.
And
nothing.
It's $17 a month now.
Right? And exactly. So you're paying anywhere.
It used to be like 10 or something like
right?
that.
Yes, it was like $7.
You're anywhere from 14.
In my day, it was only $10, and then you had enough change to buy popcorn and this and that.
Right? It started at 10. Now you're paying somewhere between 12, 13 to 17, depending if you're on Family Plan or you have 4 streaming services through it or whatever. My point being is like you're paying that money out. And you're like, well, Mooch, I'm just kind of, well, they have the Earth Planet 2 show. They just kind of struck up there, and I never really.
Show.
It is a good show, but how many times do you watch the Atlantic Ocean in a 360 view? I mean, So I mean, my point is that like we all defend our purchases. I'm guilty. We're all guilty of that. So when someone's like, well, I don't know, Mooch, I don't know about this, but, they're doing a documentary on sneakers next month, and I don't know about you, but I wear sneakers every day. So don't tell me I shouldn't watch it. It's like everybody defends it, you know what I mean? It's like, well, the month after that's on shoelaces, so stick it up where the moon don't shine. Like, come on, dude. Let's just stop this nonsense. We defend all these like monthly purchases, and it's exactly what they want us to do.
Yeah, man, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy.
That's why I don't fuck with that shit, man.
There's people right now looking desperately through what HBO might come up with next to not cancel HBO after Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
I canceled it right after the final episode.
We were talking about that shit the other day. We got to cancel this shit right now.
Everyone's saying they got it. And there you go. I got to call Pred to the stand. Pred just said it. I'm guilty too. Like I said that too. I'm like, well, the minute Game of Thrones is done, we're cutting it off.
Well, aren't they doing a prequel series to that?
Having you seen?
I'll get HBO when it comes out.
That's how I do it. That's how I do it, bro.
Right? So everyone's like, "Oh my god, I can't wait! Oh, they're doing three movies on Deadwood. I can't get rid of it now. I gotta hold on to it. Deadwood's coming out in September for a half an hour. I can't
reboot Game of Thrones again too, right? Like,
right? Yeah. So everything's just getting rebooted, and it's like, oh well, we'll wait. Oh, they're gonna do a reenactment of Tony Soprano eating a sandwich. Oh, I gotta stick around for that.
Yeah, maybe he didn't die at the end.
No.
He's gonna be digital now.
He's
right?
always the Don, right? So it's like, so I mean, this is what we do, guys. So all I say to you guys out there is, you have to have some sort of a voice out there that says, if you want it, and that's what you truly do as a pastime, pick one streaming service and stick with it. Don't subscribe to 5, 6 of them, because unless you do nothing but play games 24/7, you're not going to get the value out of all of those streaming services. One, yes, not 5.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That was a hell of a thing there, man. A hell of a talk. Mooch ran it well there, man.
Yeah, we're out of showtime.
He did. So
we're here all week.
I know. So Sony, they kind of flipped the script a little bit, and they said they're going to use backwards compatibility to seamlessly transition gamers from this gen to next gen. Which I think is cool, right? It makes sense. I'm glad they're doing the whole generation thing. They say generation is still a thing to them. But I do find it a little funny that they're all aboard for backwards compatibility now, when for the last 2 generations they've been telling us it was not worth it and nobody wants to play old games. And I'm not even talking about old. I get like nobody wants to play PS1 games. Those things look horrible, right? But I do think that backwards compatibility, especially in the HD era with trophies and achievements, like people will want to play those because you have all these games, like I'll have over 1,000 games by the time the next Xbox comes out. I want to bring them with me. I want to bring my controllers. I got a couple of Elite controllers. I got some stuff on, I want to take is my VR headset going to go over to the PS5? There's a lot of questions there. So I'm very curious to see how this kind of works out. Backwards compatibility. They're not going to offer PS3 compatibility, which kind of sucks, but, getting PS4 backwards compatibility. Mooch, is this a given? Is this a bit of a surprise to you? What do you think?
Well, I think back compat, like I said, this is I've said this for months now. Like this is
time.
This is but that may be true. But this is the generation that I said if Microsoft was listening, is that I said this is the worst one to lose because the digital era is amongst us. And even though in 2013, when somebody said digital, people were booing and throwing tomatoes at the stage, right? But at the same time, everybody ended up flocking that way for the entire generation. So now you have PlayStation and Xbox owners that bought a ton of digital content. And, they have to offer backwards compatibility. Yeah. They have to have that. So we've got to stop with, didn't so-and-so say in 2012 once for 13 seconds that, it's like, just stop recording all the things change, people. Like, you didn't
No, we have to call them out on this because of the fact that they are a corporation. They are a business. They think months and years ahead anyway. Do you think that they were not trying to get a cloud infrastructure for cloud streaming like 2 years ago? I can guarantee you they were, man.
I actually don't know I think if maybe they were XBot, I bet you it wasn't working out. Whatever they were doing wasn't working out.
No, because they thought they were going to put a couple Band-Aid strips on their Gaikai service and have that work, man.
Well, that may be, but that may be why they came out and made that statement. I mean,
exactly.
let's be honest, XBot. Let me ask you and everybody else that's listening to the show. Remember when somebody said, your parents, maybe when you're a kid, they were like, XBot, you can't have ice cream after dinner. And you're like, well, I don't like ice cream anyway. Right? Of course you like ice cream.
You're sleeping and you won't even know.
Right? But you stood there, and then later on, 2 weeks later, someone saw XBot having ice cream. They're like, XBot, didn't you say you hate ice cream? Well, they said I couldn't have it. Of course I said that. Now, by the way, are you going to finish your ice cream? Because I'll eat yours too. I mean, right? I mean, listen, that's what I'm trying to say here. Things happen. Times change. There was a lot of people. We know a bunch of people, okay? Whether it be in the chat or that do shows with us, and they're like, I'll never buy digital ever, 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 ever. And you're like, what? And now all of a sudden they're like, well, I'm roughly 90-10 digital, but who the hell's counting? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Shit happens. Time change. Technology is moving faster than the speed of light. So what you felt in 2012 before this generation even got kickstarted, okay, is not how you feel in 2019. So you can't say, remember when you said in 2013? Stop it. Just stop it. It doesn't mean anything today because the things that were out in 2013 feel like light years behind us.
Brother, guess what? When it all comes down to it, though, Sony doing backwards compatibility, that's all well and good. You're looking at about 100 million, gamers out there, possibly by the end of this generation, having titles that can go over to their next PlayStation. That's a great idea. When it comes down to it, I still think they are a step behind because if Xbox does forward compatibility, I feel like that caters to the gamers more, and it also caters to the company more as well because you're not starting again from zero.
I'll agree with you, Xbox. Let me tell you why I agree with you. You know what? If Xbox is going to continue to go on stage, listen, here's one thing, okay? If you're going to roll with you roll with the times and you change your tune, I'm okay with that. But if you're going to get on stage every single year and say, we're bringing everything with you and what you buy comes with you and this is that's Phil's been saying that for years. Yeah. I think forward compatibility is a must for Microsoft, especially for moving into the next generation. That's kind of what they promised, right? Phil gets on stage all the time. He's like, if you bought a game, okay, and I'm paraphrasing him here. If you bought a game, this game should go with you no matter where you go, on any platform, at any time. You purchased it, you should have it. Right now, he said that, not me. I'm paraphrasing. That's not quoting. But what I'm saying is, okay, so in that case, Xbox right. But realistically, from a business standpoint, I can see Sony also saying, we're not doing that. We'll do backwards compatibility because what you bought will come with you. But as far as hardware goes, you're going to need our new hardware to play our new software. Microsoft's saying, well, no, everything you bought should just come with you. Well, that means your Xbox One X should be able to come with you. So
Yo,
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, Xbox, we're going to find out in less than 2 weeks because we're going to know if the Xbox One, and I'm very certain that the Xbox One X is going to be able to play.
It better be forward compatible after they've stated.
Absolutely. I truly believe so. I think there'll be a period of time where, as we creep towards the mid-gen era of next generation.
What's forward compatible?
Right.
What's forward
compatibility is, say, you got the Anaconda and the Lockhart come out. And we'll call them Xbox 2s, right? So now you have Halo Infinite coming out. Xbox 2. It has the new kind of like, the new physical case and all that good stuff. You can literally take that game and plop it into your Xbox One X and play it. It's not going to have all the bells and whistles of like the Lockhart or the Xbox Anaconda, right? But you'll be able to play it on your Xbox One X.
How long is that actually going to be able to happen as the generation?
Well, see, and that's the thing. They kind of model it after kind of like the cell phone market, right? So with that, after a while, like the Xbox One, Xbox One S, they're not going to be able to keep up. All right, the X definitely will because there's more power underneath the hood.
So it's a cool little marketing stitch that's really just gearing the consumer into believing something that's not. Over time, it's not going to be true.
Yeah, but we're talking years, man, and you see the adoption rate.
And then if we're talking, then if we're talking, I don't know, man. Like, if it's going to gimp my experience, I don't want that, and that's what I'm saying.
Personally, there's other people who are absolutely fine with that if they can't afford to jump in and get new hardware at even like the couple hundred, say like 300, 400, 500, something like that, and they can't afford to get in at that point in time, but they can still spend $60 on a game. They can still spend $10 a month for Game Pass or something like that. Those are customers that you wouldn't have if you did a traditional kind of like new console launch. All right, they would still be buying your games, and they're still putting money more into game development for future titles.
All right, but the thing is that there's going to be a point, and it's going to come faster than not, where the X, the S, and the fat and the S are not even going to be able to handle what the X can handle. So how is that going to work then? So S and fat holders are going to be like, so we don't get it. You're only looking out for the X.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll put out before time when it does hit that line, and it's not going to be 2020. It's like all of a sudden, that ain't going to work right there. But then, a couple years down the line, they will let it be known.
Are they going to do?
I think they should just leave that alone.
Are they going to do
backwards compatibility?
Are they going to do forward compatibility? Or are they just going to support that versions on the old hardware? Right? Because I'm not sure. Like forward compatible, I guess. Like what would you need? 2 different types of games, or would the same game for both systems?
The same game. It would just like they have now with the Xbox One X.
You could put it very simply, Xbox. Halo Infinite will play on your Xbox One X. Forward compatible.
But maybe you need a Xbox One Anaconda version or whatever. I don't know. You think they can't just
need the Anaconda. If they forward compatibility, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but eventually they're going to cut off the old stuff, right?
Yeah, eventually. So a couple years down, just like a cell phone. The older iPhones can't run the same.
Well, hopefully they cut off the S and the SAD edition and the VCR box SAD edition. Sorry. Hopefully they cut those things off right away, man, because I don't want those consoles holding back what we can get, to be honest with you.
But I mean, it's something that they have touted for a while now in terms of like moving forward. Whenever they got Phil Spencer to kind of talk about the future beyond Xbox One, he relayed the fact that he wants even people who can't afford to jump into the next series of hardware. That's why they're saying, what's a generation? what are generations? Like they don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because,
well, I mean, a
but then-
generation is
Yeah.
where you have to buy a new hardware to play the newer game.
Yeah,
Right.
and they know that. They know that.
They
but
definitely
they
know.
don't.
can't. Okay,
They
they
don't
could say whatever slick, snake charmers, snake oil salesman shit they want, but it's not the truth, and that's
Yeah.
I don't want to be lied to as a consumer. You tell me a couple of games going forward, maybe initially forward compatible, but you couldn't possibly keep that practice up because the older hardware is not going to be usable, and if it is going to be usable, then the newer hardware isn't going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
We didn't
no,
like
well,
it with the,
it definitely
how
will.
how
Brother,
then you're making two different versions of the game.
Hold on,
What?
hold on. When it's called scalability, all right? Now,
Dude,
you're
even
not,
PCs need minimum requirement specs.
exactly.
Okay, minimum though. You cannot use a freaking Dell from 1992 and run Crytek games on it. You just
I know,
can't.
but
You
you're not
just
getting
can't.
an Xbox One X from or an Xbox One from 2001 because it's
There's-
in
there-
But let me point this out, Xbot and Knox, real quick. Okay, so as far as I've seen, the Xbox One X has done some amazing things, but I feel like we haven't seen what it can truly do.
and they did it with Jaguar cores.
But
Here's
I
five within
feel
stone.
I feel like we haven't seen what it can truly do because they're
Yeah,
trying
you're
to
right.
get it out on the S and the
Yes,
original and
yeah,
PC,
yes,
and it's
yes.
like they're trying to get everything on everything, right?
Yep.
So I feel like they're not
The
taking
only thing
advantage
with
of it.
The only thing with that is because they tried to promote parity because it's a mid-gen refresh. When you're moving in to the next series of hardware,
But if they're not
They're
saying
not
there's a new generation, which I call BS on anyway, because
that's why
then
I'm
why are
calling
you,
it a next
yeah,
series. Of
then why are they releasing it at the same time as the PS5? It's like the slickster stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then again, if you look at the PlayStation, right, they're only putting their stuff out on PlayStation, and it looks amazing. Like the stuff that's on the Slim looks better sometimes than the stuff on the X. You know, like I don't get it. It's like why sacrifice what you could do performance wise on your console because you're afraid people might bitch. This is the way it's always been with consoles: is you upgrade to play the new stuff. I get supporting the old stuff for a little bit, just like the 360. They supported that for what a couple years.
Yeah, they
after the one.
supported it, but you had to buy a different a different version. Like they had Call of Duty for the 360.
Well, you know why they had
also
to have a
it
different
for
version,
the
like
Xbox One.
like Forza Horizon 2, right? That came out on 360 and Xbox One, almost completely different game because the Xbox 360 couldn't handle what was being put into the Xbox One version. The map wasn't as big, the weather, all that kind of stuff.
And
Same thing happened with that
all
thing.
I'm saying now with the original Xbox One, down the line when the game gets so big that it can't do that, it's gonna scale down to like a 360 version for people who don't have the newer series of hardware.
Well, how is that going to work for like game worlds and stuff, right? Because obviously, like we want bigger
long
game
as they-
worlds and stuff, and
Well, yeah, and like I said, there's no parity, so you're gonna have like the bigger worlds, more lush kind of like vegetation. You're gonna have advanced.
I don't care about
AI.
vegetations, but I want bigger worlds. But if
you're
it's the
gonna have
same
advanced,
game,
smarter AI and stuff like that on the newer systems in comparison to the older ones.
I get it. But if it's the same as that game, then the worlds are the same size.
Exactly. It's going to hold back the better hardware because there's limitations to this old stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's just a fact. There's just limitations to it.
You're jumping to this one can't, this system can't do this, and this system can't do that. You look at what's under the hood of consoles today. They are basically PCs. They're basically computers. And they have been doing this. Hold on. And they have been doing this in the PC gaming space for absolute years. So before you go off and be like, well, it just can't handle it, and the world's not going to be big enough, and it's going to hold it back. It's never done that on the PC side. So how is it going to do it in console?
It has absolute.
It's intermission time, baby.
That's his way of saying, "Shut the fuck up. Let's move on."
Well, we have to move on because I'm about to get a message from Mooch.
Absolutely.
He is. He's going to send it to me. He's going to be like, crap, it's 10. So with that being said, hey, everybody hit that like button. I love the intense talk right at the end, man. Why couldn't that happen like in the middle? But hey, it's
It
all
wasn't
good.
tense in the middle.
It was. Well, yeah.
It was good overall. It was insane. The whole show was
It was
fucking
a
good.
great show all the way
That's what
around.
she
It
said.
is.
That's right.
It is. Oh yeah, hell yeah. So it's been a great show. I'm gonna do some outros. Mooch, what do you got going on, man?
Well, buddy, I got to be honest with you. It's been a great week for gaming. Great podcast tonight, actually. Great show. Check me out, guys, on twitch.tv. The crapaholics are all here. There's some Mooch maniacs out there. I can see you guys way out there in the distance. Guys, it's twitch.tv. It's the Mooch78, same as YouTube. Go over there and hit the button. Hit the follow button. Help a Mooch out, will you? Playing games 3-4 days a week. We're doing 2-3 hours a session, having a blast. We do multiplayer sessions where I have Crap or Xbot. I've done things with Blue. I've done things with TiVo. I've got Sully. Sully's out there, right?
Yes.
And then sometimes I do some single player action where I comment through the whole thing. It's like an in live game review. And then of course the Mooch78 on YouTube where we got Crossfire 7 p.m. Eastern time this Friday. So thanks, Crap. Great show tonight.
Absolutely. Sounds awesome. Xbox 449 upgraded. What's going on, man? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going great. Great show tonight, guys. As usual, everybody on here is very opinionated when it comes to gaming news and stuff like that. And when we all get together, I mean, this is pretty much like an Xbox Live party when we start like rolling and talking about stuff. But guys, next podcast is taking a break this Saturday.
What?
The panel, I want to get them rested up and ready to go for like E3 and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I might do a live show. Might get a couple people from the community together and kind of do a community podcast show. Maybe around Saturday or something like that. I got to see what's going on. But I also may be streaming Hunt Showdown after tonight's show on my channel with the scaredy cat herself. Oh snap!
I'll definitely be watching that because I'm intrigued to the nth degree on that.
Dude, I already heard her screaming in the living room. So like, if we do this, it's gonna be a blast.
So wait, quick question, Crap. Not to make the show go longer, but Xbox did the game come out today on Xbox One?
Yeah, game preview.
Game preview.
Yep, $30, people. $30.
Oh, interesting, guys. Go check it out, man.
Mooch is checking his DMs right now for a code. Let me see what's happening.
See you in Game Pass. We've got Knox. He's joined us again tonight. Thank you very much, man. What do you got going on?
Oh man, go back to work tomorrow, man. That's about it. Hopefully I'll be putting out a new episode of It Knox We Trust this week too. So stay tuned for that, man. Yeah, man. And you guys already know, man. At DKnox on Twitter, Noximus1 on everything. Right here on Xbox Nation on Wednesdays. Next podcast on Saturdays, man. And it's gonna be a goodie, man. Chat was awesome. Panel was awesome. Y'all already know, but you know how we give it up.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. And we also got Predator. What's going on, man? What do you got going on this week?
Not much, man. Just kind of get some gameplay in for the next podcast that we do. So since I already won, I should be off for at least 3 weeks, I think, something like that. So because people voted for Pred, like you're supposed to. So I don't know.
Fred, I got some fire when we go back into gameplay. I got some fire for you, brother.
I got you already. I got to get with Boom. I think he wanted me on the show last Friday, so I may be on his podcast this week. And we'll see what happens. Just follow me on Twitter and MySpace and AOL and
MySpace.
all those other awesome sites that people forget about. And
search him on Netscape. It's all good.
Call of Duty's going to be revealed tomorrow, Infamous. So be on the lookout. I'm very excited by that, by the way. Modern Warfare with a campaign, Mooch.
Captain Snoonuts is coming back, guys.
I'm excited. I tell you what. With that, make sure you guys share it out. We appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. Have a great night. Rack them up. Peace out. Later.